So T.I. and Tiny have lost a lawsuit for their group, the OMG Girls, where a doll company made dolls that looked a lot like them. And I'm just going to say, wait till you see how similar they look. Listen to this.
It's Asia Sky for Hip Hop DX, and check this out. T.I. and Tiny Harris have come out on the losing end of their copyright lawsuit against doll maker MGA Entertainment to the tune of $100 million. According to Law 360, T.I. and Tiny headed back to federal court this month to battle it out with the toy maker after accusing them of using the likeness of their OMG Girls pop group to create one of the brand's most popular doll collections. Following a 10-day trial on Friday, May 26th, a California federal jury found that MGA Entertainment's OMG dolls did not infringe upon the trade dress or misappropriate the name, likeness, or identity of the OMG Girls pop group co-owned by T.I., marking the end of a $100 million legal battle that involved accusations of racism and extortion.
Okay, so that's one picture of the dolls at the top looking exactly, in my opinion, like the girls in the bottom two pictures. But we're going to show you some more.
When speaking to Law 360 in response to the ruling, Tiny said, "It's horrible, but whatever." Meanwhile, T.I. explained that he'd first like to hear what jurors have to say before chiming in with his own thoughts.
I agree with T.I. I would definitely love to hear the thought process of what the jurors were explaining to say this wasn't similar.
MGA's chief executive officer, Isaac Larian, claimed that the verdict shows the case was a shakedown and that he feels great, adding that he believes in the system. He also said that he was glad that the verdict came back so fast.
Of course he believe in the system because he allegedly just got away with stealing from these young girls and T.I., their whole family. System don't really seem to work for us, though. I'm just saying.
Back in January of 2009, Tiny, who formed the OMG Girls group, called out MGA for allegedly stealing the group's likeness for the LOL Surprise OMG Girls dolls. And T.I. and Tiny also claimed that MGA announced its plan to launch a line of dolls modeled after the OMG Girls in 2010, but failed to secure a licensing agreement and allegedly refused to discuss compensation. The dolls went on to hit shelves in 2019.
So I wish I could see the proof of this company making a declaration that they were going to use the OMG Girls in their in recreating these dolls, because that would be definitive proof of what you would need to hold them accountable and get some money out of them that you are owed for this whole situation. But outside of that, you can clearly see the similarities and that they copy and pasted the style. And listen, whether we remember the music or not, because I don't remember one OMG Girl song. But a lot of the young artists of today, I don't agree with the music. I don't remember the music. I don't like the music. But I'm not hating on the music. It just ain't for me. I'm old. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of that, you can get behind the idea of whether you like the music or not, or heard the music or not, that you got to agree that they need to get paid for something that they did. And if that was the style that they came with, the whole bright wigs and all that, I mean, you can clearly see it. Then they should get paid for another company swooping in and being culture vultures, as Dame Dash say, and stealing their whole swag. And this was like their top selling doll, you know? Or you have the OMG Girls, who were the original group, and then they named their dolls LOL Girls. Like, you know, it's crazy that the finessing that goes on, that usually black folk end up getting the wrong end of the stick in these whole situations. Like, they pimp us out as far as music and groups and art and movies. They give us these terrible contracts. They bleed you dry. They parade you in front of everybody like a little puppet. Tell you what you can and can't say on your musical screen. You know, you gotta say all this debaucherous stuff, and then they squeeze all of your energy and life out of you, and they throw you away, and they give you pennies for it. And I'm just tired of seeing us get hustled as a people, you know. But America is a hustle, you know, and black folk hustle too. Let's not get that misunderstood. I think that when you hustling, listen, if you're getting over on somebody, wrong is wrong. Just not too long ago, Anton Daniels did a video about Black Lives Matter. I think I'm gonna do a video on this too, and how they was hustling the people, taking advantage of white guilt, as he said, and they made $90 million in 1 year, but they still end up being at a like $8-9 million deficit in debt or whatever, because they was pilling and stealing, and it's wrong. Now, they didn't get me to donate, because once I looked into the origins of the company and some of the shadiness to it, I'm like, I'm good. But they were stealing from white folk and black folk just the same. And I'm gonna tell you, if I were to be somebody to get stolen, like if somebody stole my identity or whatever was running it up on me, I wouldn't care if they was white or black. I just would want my money. One thing I don't understand about Abjan, and some people like him, he's a black man who is Republican, which is cool. But being that, why are you so fervently ready to call out stuff that black folk do? When so many years the country has been set up for black folk not to win. So many years we have been oppressed and going through so many things and been hosed down and had dogs sicked on us and been lynched. And somehow in this day and age, it seemed like he was so fervently ready to call out the Black Lives Matter. Y'all so, y'all, and they were stealing money. Yeah, they were stealing money. They learned it from the best. How many of these charity companies and funds that we know where, I mean, most of the money that's being donated is used for a tax write-off for a company, right? Scam. And then the people that are working within the company, that's where most of the funds go. Most of the funds don't even get to the people. Scam, white collar Ponzi schemes and all this type of stuff. Scam, politicians and lobbying in general. That whole process, them giving money to politicians for what? Scam. The prison system. Modern day slavery. After we have already been through actual slavery, they find a way to switch it into a modern form. You got prison people of privatized prisons. You go there, you get money for filling up the prisons. So that means you got police actively finding ways to lock folk up. And then once you get there, now they got you doing skilled labor for 8 cents an hour or 8 cents a day, something like that. And then they go and sell these products at an astronomical profit. And you want to tell me that isn't slavery? I did a video a couple weeks ago about Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani allegedly selling government pardons for $2 million apiece. We don't run this country. We just end up getting the wrong end of the stick of it. Now, I agree with calling out both sides of it. But I don't agree with painting black folk as the thieves and the thugs and the hoods and this, that, and other, when these white folk stole the whole country, as this one comedian said. And they continue to steal every chance they get in cases like this. They see the swag, they love the swag that you got, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you rap, the way you do your music, and then they do everything in their power to snatch it from you and give you nothing in return. And there's something very wrong with that. Now, I'm just saying we need to fix it all across the board. I don't believe nobody should be pilling and stealing from nobody. But, I do know that is part of today's, that's just how things go. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like it doesn't need to be changed. Because I don't really care whether it's a black man or a white man that if they get a hold to my identity or my credit or whatever and they stealing stuff that way, I don't really care what color they are. I just want my money to be what my money is supposed to be. Just like any other American. You don't care who is at the top of a pyramid scheme. You just don't want it to be ran on you or your loved ones. You know what I'm saying? But we got to do better, man. Like it's too many things now that they like they say, the winners of the war write history. And I don't like how they are rewriting a lot of history, because they rewrite it as they steal it. When they steal stuff, they rewrite it like they built it. They want to rewrite slaves to be, they weren't slaves. They were workers who received a meager wage of room and board. They worked hard for great accommodations. It's crazy to me, man. And some of you Hispanics are getting into this trend as well. You got John Leguizamo talking about Hispanics built the country, and Fat Joe talking about Hispanics and blacks created hip hop 50-50. I beg to differ. I don't know where these new stats were coming up from, but hip hop was black folk. I'm just going to say that. And then first, let me just say this. Everybody keeps saying this New York. Hip hop came from a group called the Jubilaires in the 1940s from Florida. And they were a gospel group. What's that do? Does that blow your mind? It should. And the funny part, the rapper Noah, they wasn't called rappers then, but he was the first case of one that would rap. He looked like a little baby. It was crazy enough. But it's like wherever you talk, give proper credence to where this stuff came from. Stop culturally appropriating stuff and swearing that it came from you. You know, people think Kim Kardashian created big booties. Like, and then got our women, got black women even, copying her body style. Like, did you know she got the body style from you, black women? I'm just saying, man, it's a lot going on here, but it's your boy P. Cam. It's a travesty that this company is getting away with stealing OMG style, but we got to do something about this type of stuff, man. Let me know what you think. Get at your boy.